Cool. Welcome to another wonderful day. It is October 18th, and yesterday would have been our father's 85th birthday. Wow. All the things that he taught us, though, in the years that he had. Just a little tribute today to Dad. And if you still have your father with you, this is just a reminder to reach out and get to know him better, or know your kids better if you're the dad. Make those bonds, teach those lessons, share the heart that you have that the other needs to hear. So many times we have so much to say, but what we really need to do is take the time to listen, to really just listen, because that's when we learn. We learn more about the other person. We can connect, we can relate more. When we know where they're coming from, when we can hear if they're willing to share their heart with us. But first, they have to know it's safe. Some of them don't trust, depending on who it is. So you have to build that bond and you have to spend time. And it takes a while sometimes, but you can get there. And our father was not a man of a lot of words, didn't say a lot. He did a lot. And he was a guy that just made things happen. He would get up and he would tell you, "I'm like a train. I just go." And, he's very determined. He had a lot of determination. He knew what he wanted to do and he went out and did it every day. And that just brings me back to maybe the slightly worn out story I've told about my dad when he was, just think you're 7 years old riding your bicycle, just going after the ice cream man, and you get run over by two cars. He came out of that being told, first of all, he wasn't supposed to live. And then, you know, they asked him to just try again, and they did. And they were successful. They had to put a metal plate in his head to literally keep his brains in. And he walked with a limp for many years and then became a runner. Didn't even know that till later on. It's actually in cross country, just like myself. And he was told, that he would never have the dexterity to pick up things like a dime, as thin as that is on the ground, to just pick that up with his left hand and put it into this little tin box by his uncle. And he said, "When you get those back in there, Jackie, you can spend them." Being 7 years old, wow, I got 100 dimes. I mean, how much can you spend that in the 1940s? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money back then. You know, you can go to the movies and get a haircut for a couple of dimes. Anyway, he developed that term determination, and it took him 12 years to get those dimes in that tin. But he called home. His aunt, my aunt, his sister, told the story to me not too long ago, and said that's why your father is the way that he is. He has such a determination and was raised on good principles. One of the sources of reward in the owner's manual comes from parental honor. Something I've learned a couple of times and have to relearn sometimes because I lose patience with my mom sometimes. I'm so sorry to say, but mom has a lot to say and I love her. Sometimes I don't have the 45 minutes that it requires to take it all in. Guilty, but still learning patience. Oh my goodness. What a terrific person she is. I have so much to thank her for too. But, my father could have complained a lot about his folks, as I hear from other older family members, his siblings. But he never really said much about how, mm, well, let's just say his parents were very imperfect people, but he never leaned on that. Like, well, I didn't have it good growing up. No, he basically didn't talk too much about that and was very determined to make things right as much as he could with a biblical influence that he had through his wonderful church that he raised us at, St. Jude's, and just relied on those godly principles, you know. So I think he also understood if he spoke badly about his parents, then it was okay for his kids to talk badly about him. Why don't you think about that? Just in case you sometimes forget who it is that's watching you. Like I have three kids that are watching me. They don't see me as much because they're off doing their own things. They're all in their 20s now. But I also have three stepchildren. I get together with them from time to time, and one of them's here. And I hope that I'm a good influence and a good guide to help uh, them see, what are the good ways to go, good decision making processes. There's a reward system when there's honor. It's one of God's laws, actually. Honor thy mother and father, right? And just in case you're a child that has a parent that maybe, let's just say they're an addict, and you don't have a parent like I had where, things were good. We had good role models, and my mom still is. But they did not have the best. Um, anyway, be careful to watch what comes out because it's amazing when you say something down the road, you hear your own children repeating the things that you say. And we sometimes forget, oh, I wonder where they heard that. Yes. Check the mirror. When kids are very little, they hear that a lot. When kids are very little, sometimes they have to tell them no a lot. No, no, no. And sometimes this is the thing that they say, when they're very little and they're cute and they walk around, no, 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 because this is what they're hearing. Because you don't have to correct them. You don't have to say anything when they're doing everything just right. But when they're not, you gotta keep them in line and you gotta keep them from falling down the stairs or touching the thing that's gonna burn them. And it doesn't change. As they get older, they think that they can do things or they think they should do this or make this friend or go there. And you gotta be the strong person, the tough one, to say, no, that's not what you're gonna do. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that because here's the reason. And you can sit and have that conversation if it's necessary. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be the tough guy to just say, you know what? I can understand why you want to do that, but here's the reason why not to. And let's think about that. What's more important right now? And this thing that you want or this person that's coming into your life, what is the priority? And how should that stand in your life at this moment in time? And is there a better time for that? Is there a more significant priority that should take precedent? Your attention, your finances, what have you. Just in case you're wondering about your next decision, take stock, put a line down the middle of a piece of paper, calculate out what are the good and bad things, and is it going to be good just for now? Or is it going to be good later also? Is it going to serve you now? Is it just an impulse? Is it just an emotional decision, which can many times be catastrophic? So many times our emotions can just grab a hold of us. And we just want what we think we want when we want it. But it's not the right time, and sometimes it's not the right place either. We have to make sure that our priorities are right and our thinking is right, and in that it's not just great today, but it's going to serve us well tomorrow. My wife has this great, terrific little thing that she shoots at me every now and then when I need to hear it, thankfully. And I think she picked up from Tony Robbins. And she says, "How does that serve you?" Feeling sorry for yourself. She might not say all that out loud, but she'll just say, "How does that serve you when I'm feeling down?" It's good to reflect, yes, but not to stay there in wallowing in our misery. You take a moment, maybe an hour, and sit and contemplate, but then you get up and you try again and you just do better the next time. Try at it again, not giving up on anything that's good and worthwhile, and not giving up on those around you that are worthwhile, that are counting on you to be that good example. And I hope to God that I'm a good example for my kids and those that I can help guide. Be the one that people can count on, that they know is going to give a good, well thought out, predetermined, guardrailed path to help them get to a good place in their lives. And you'll find those rewards, not just now, but in the future.